Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a great weekend. I personally love Sundays because I feel like it's the best day to kind of refresh and reset for the week ahead, getting everything done and organized. Anyways, getting a little sidetracked already. Let's talk about why it is beneficial to have a technology guidance partner. And if you're watching this and you don't have one, or if you do, you might already know some of the benefits, so let's dive in. So with technology guidance partners is they have a holistic and agnostic view of their portfolio. And so for myself, we help in a lot of different areas, and we have different experts on our team that really focus and get down nitty gritty on specifics. And but anyway, so we have technology experts in UCaaS, CCaaS, cybersecurity, IoT, cloud infrastructure. There's a lot of different areas. And why it is beneficial to have one is because with the emerging technology and the continual digital transformation today, it is so hard to keep up with the different providers and the new technologies and what's beneficial, is this new and exciting technology? Is it really worth it? Is it going to get me to a place where I want to be? And those are all just questions you ask yourself. And so when you have a technology guidance partners, I spend hours and hours and hours a week really looking at the new providers that are coming out. I speak with them, I get demos, I really take the time to see, what are these companies doing? How are they better? How are they not better? And so it's really important to know those things. And I always say is what's so huge is, a lot of technologies and providers is they have, and they'll say it is, we have basically, same platform of a technology, but what's really behind it is the people, and that is key. And even with any business is the people that are backing the company and that are helping you and becoming that partner. And I think it's really important, especially when, in the IT world, is if you are able to get that customer support that you deserve and that you need, because obviously with a lot of crucial parts to any organization, you got to be able to reach customer support to get your issue fixed within, a timely manner. And that goes with SLAs and everything. So that is like one part of it that I think is very important, is knowing the partnership that you are about to go into. And so, for us is we have customers with multiple different vendors. We are able to see the ins and outs of these different providers. And, like we all know, and I had a discussion the other day with somebody, and we were talking about is, providers, like any company, they change over time. They were really good at one point and they kind of, start to downfall. Or there's some companies that are so good at one point, they stay good. And so I think that is definitely important, is, having a technology guidance partner that if you are, wanting to be in a different place, and, it was great 3 years ago, but now you're 3 years down into, your contract's coming up and you want to see what else is there out there. And so a value add is that, you're not having to take all of the time to research hundreds and hundreds of, different providers and looking at, okay, this person said this person said this, So that is where technology guidance partners definitely are a benefit, because they save your team time of having to go out. So, we have a conversation. We see where you want to get to. We see, what's important, what's a must-have, or what is that would be nice to have. And so that's where we help assist, is being able to make sure we evaluate, and then being able to make sure that you have the right partners to evaluate when you are going into a new partnership. And so, just, I always will say this, time is important and it's definitely a value. So with that, having those different conversations and being able to make sure that you are looking at the right partners that can take you to that next level. And another thing is, even, we've had it with some of our customers. I think one has had at least 10, maybe 10 different success managers with a provider within the past 2 years. And so being able to have a technology guidance partner that is able to help manage that relationship with the provider, and knowing, how your company is and how it runs and what you want. And, if you're adding new services, making sure that you are getting what you want, and you're not having to waste all of that time of having to explain again and again and again to these new success managers or account managers. And so I think that's definitely very important. But, the biggest thing is that you have this ability to have these resources at your disposal, and being able to have these conversations and, getting these deep dive conversations of where you want to go. And I think is definitely a huge benefit in being able to take that time with somebody to be able to guide you and help build out that roadmap, and using, two very high value people, and put your brains together. And that's where the value is, and there might be something of your infrastructure that maybe, you want to get somewhere else, and you don't know how to get there. Or you might know like, hey, I want to get here and I know how to get there, but I don't know who to do it with. So that is where, it's definitely of true value, and being able to facilitate those conversations, getting the conversation set up, really making sure that the providers, and one thing is making sure that the providers, what they're telling you is what they can actually do. And so being in the industry and knowing what the providers can and cannot do is something that is very important, because, I've been in it before, you got bamboozled into something, and now it's, a disaster, and you're unhappy. Being able to make sure that does not happen, or, if something does go wrong, what are the escalations? How can you get this resolved quickly? Because we all know, things take a side turn, and sometimes you're not expecting it. So being able to find a provider that will make sure that anything and everything gets resolved, I think is very important. And, making sure that you are going into a true partnership. And, I was having a conversation today about sales, and we were talking about sales is literally like a partnership. And, when you are going into, and when you're buying something new, is you're going into it with having a partnership, having somebody that's going to tell you the truth, that's not going to, tell you something that you just want to hear. Because it's like anything, you don't want to be in a partnership where there's lies, or, and so that's something is what I think is very beneficial, is being able to make sure that, these new partners, they're being held accountable, and that they are being able to support you and take your company to the next level. Continue to grow. If you are investing in a technology because it's going to take you to that next level, give you better customer experience, heighten that security posture, or, making sure that you are enabling your employees better to have a better experience when they're working from a day-to-day basis, whatever it is, you want a true partner. And so with that, this is going to sound like a sales pitch, but, I am here to help in whatever area you need. Feel free to reach out. You can call me at any time, email me, however you want to, reach out. Make sure you do, because I am always here to help and make sure you are able to get the best partnership, but not only the best partnership, but also making sure that you are getting to that next future state that your company envisions. So with that, have a great week, and I will see you back here on Wednesday. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I would love to hear your feedback, so leave some comments below. Take care.